It's time, everybody. It's time for Red's podcast. How is everyone today? What a week it's been. Weather-wise, game-wise, life-wise. I guess that's nothing new. Everybody has that, Red. What are you talking about? Anyway. Oh, hey, good morning, Mr. Bush. When are you running for president? Sorry about that. Couldn't resist, Mr. Extinct. You're still doing CHF, I guess. Yeah. Well, I wanted to welcome everybody again to this time. Just a few notes. What I'm doing. I have streamed 24 hours and 40 minutes in the last week. One stream took me 7 hours. Just one thing after another, just let it on and on and on and on. And that's how sometimes I go like that. And I've got to stop doing that because it really affects a lot of things in IRL. Talking to a guy who came in my stream, and he was so into DayZ, it really caused a lot of problems in his family. I just have to say that you let that happen, that's not good. And probably a very bad thing. He almost lost his wife. And so he's stopped. But now since he's been watching, and that was all on PvE. Ever since then, he's just sort of been watching streams, and he's been coming into my stream, and he really thinks that PvE is probably a little bit better for him, maybe for his own health and his family's health, because PvE is a little less stressful. I think PvE is, it's nice and chill. It does have stressful times, but not as much as if you combine that with PvP. And I've never played a lot of PvP to see if it really took my personality to another place that really isn't good. And that was a good example and a very sad story to hear that this fellow had this happen to him. So it can happen. I guess maybe your nerves, your excitement carry on after you leave your chair. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there, and I'd like to know how some of you guys feel about that. Do you really feel physically or emotionally different after playing 5-6 hours of PvP, and that it's got to affect your family in some way? I mean, maybe you like to play the game and you go back on right away, but you have to, I think you have to cut it off. You have to have a cutoff. You have to have a goal when you start playing. I know when I first started, and just after COVID got a hold of us, 2020 it began, I believe, but I didn't really start getting into anything until 2021, I believe it was. I got a new computer that could stream politics. So let me come to that, Bush. Hold on a sec. So I started, and I wanted to get my affiliate. My son sort of coached me along. And it was I had a computer I was using, I believe. I had a computer I was using. I forget which one it was, but I was streaming on another computer. And then I bought a gaming computer in the beginning of December 2021. And that's when I started to go, after I got my affiliate in September 2021. Yeah, that's right. So I started playing, I believe, in June of 2021. But I streamed every day, only for a couple hours, maybe a bit more. I'd have to look back at the VODs because I saved all those VODs, and but I still separated that from what I was doing in my life. And I guess some guys aren't able to control that, I think. It's just day in, day out on a computer. And if you're not monetizing that, I mean, you know, it's educational. You learn things from it in the gaming world, but at whatever age you're at and where you are in your life, you need to think about your future. Are you going to keep a job? Can you maintain a job? And some guys, I've seen it, not only with this one fellow, but I've seen other players just get totally immersed. It's gaming day in, day out, and it's like nothing else exists. And this is, I've seen a bit of this, not a lot, but I'm sure there's a lot more out there, and I think guys that are out there and they're caught up in that, they have to realize there's other things in life, and you have to make a future for yourself. You know, if you're 30 years old, 35 years old, and all you're doing is gaming and making $50 a month, where's that going to take you? Bad news. So, but going to the chat, yes, Extinct. Churchy's Banoff is up and running, yeah, right now, just messing around. I was on that server with him a year or two ago. He had it just as a personal server, and I guess now he's pushing it more public. That's a nice server. And then since that, with him, I was playing with him, and then I went back on CHF, and then I left CHF, not entirely, because I did come back again, and then I started playing a few other servers. One of them had, Nuts Gone Rusty had a Banoff server, and I was on there for a long time. So, yeah, for you, it's not the PvP, but it's the politics you can get involved with. And if you play a server with the same players for long periods of time, yes, I can see that happening. Best to leave politics out of it, anything personal. Just play the game, and, you know, you may have friends, but maybe just keep it arm's length, and how long you can go. I mean, you have to mix up your... I found that you have to mix up your choices of servers. I've tried a few. I like to stay on DayZ, so I look to other DayZ servers that are PvE, and something I can enjoy and have fun with, and bring some smiles to my community's face when I go in to make a fool of myself or just have fun. Betrayal and things. I can see that. I can see that. Rando's in the house. Thank God you can't play those sound alerts. Wait a minute, let me go close the window. Let's see. Yeah, it's closed already, but the alerts are disabled, Randall. I had to put Arnold alert because I always thought of you, Randall. I always thought of you, and you always kicked Nacho's ass with that alert. I know we had a lot of fun with it. It was really cool. I hope to see Nacho stream again someday. I message him once in a while and talk about baseball, my grandson, and yeah, Randall's a nice guy. Nacho is, you know, he's right in the same league. So I am doing well. 42 and making $50 a month, though. Yeah, betrayal and all that stuff. I mean, I think that you're talking about in game and trying to have friends that end up betraying you and doing different shit. I mean, you know, that's PV. You're talking PvP, I assume. And betrayal is a big thing. I mean, I tried Namalsk. I ran a couple times on Namalsk, and it was. I was with. I think Randall, you were in it with RedZDayZ, and I think it was Nacho. We went to. I think we went to research or somewhere. We almost all died over there by some sniper, and then one of you guys got him out in the field and killed him after we had nearly all died. Yeah, we all died by candy cane. But there wasn't any betrayal because we were playing with people that we knew. So when you team up in PvP, it's something you can expect, but it's just not. I don't know. You give yourself the opportunity to be friends and help a guy out and share and so on and so forth. Then a guy betrays you. I mean, okay, he's probably went back and read the book on DayZ at the beginning, and it'll tell you at the very beginning it's a game of betrayal and this and that and life and death. And I mean, some guys probably don't forget that, so they go in and make friends and end up stabbing you or shooting you in the back of the head. That happened to me on Namalsk one time. I was by myself. I went in. I met a French guy, I think it was, and we were in the very first houses you come to on one of the spawns and having a fire, and we ended up getting out of there and headed into that first town. What the hell is it called? And we made a fire and getting warm, and there was a little bit of food we gathered, and we were defrosting and whatever. And he said, "Oh, wait a minute, I'll be right back. I'm just going to look for some more food." No more than 30 seconds later, I don't know if it was him, but somebody came around, and I was standing around the fire trying to have eyes in the back of my head, and somebody came around the corner and shot me. I mean, what fun is it just spawning, go looting, dying, and whatever, and that's it? Well, you still have your own Deer Isle. Yeah. Wiped it for a fresh start. We'll have you come by. It's just a little harder survival with AI. Well, it depends how you tweak the AI. The AIs can be very tough, and if you don't know where they spawn, I mean, I still have a character on Red Tick, which is AI as well, and they are something to deal with, that's for sure. I remember watching Nacho with the AI on that server that you guys had, and I forget what it was called. Was it Deer Isle, or is it still Deer Isle, the one that you had a while back? I think so too. Starter AI are melee only. Oh. And the armed AI are further inland, but we made a nice balance. Yeah. Oh, it might be interesting. You can put it in the name of the server in the chat if you want. Mr. Flea came by. Good morning or good afternoon, sir. Nice to see you. So we're chatting just about some games and some memories that we had with Nacho and Rando. Extinct is in the house. Yes, thanks for coming by, Mr. Flea. Appreciate it. Nice to see you here. So, I want to go back to my agenda. I do have an agenda here. So I gave you the stream hours, what I did, a 7-hour stream, which kicked my ass the next day. I'm trying to stay away from that, and my streams have shown that I'm going around 2 to 3 hours. There may be some a little bit longer. I did a short one yesterday because I just had the need and I felt like I had to get on DayZ. And I think it's more for the community that I have, that people want to see me, the ones that come in and watch. I mean, it's a thing you have with yourself, that you build up a community. You can't let them down. And it's almost a daily thing. I'd like to try and go to every other day. I tried 3 times a week. It just didn't stay with me, because I have periods of time in between what I'm doing in real life, and I come here and sit here and look at this room I've got full of stuff that laptops and so on and so forth, and my streaming computer, and it's sitting there, and I have to use it. I do have another computer I do other stuff on, but I try to stay out of the internet on this computer. So we are, so I want to try and keep it I really want to try hard and keep it to 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, Randall, just, what is the name of the server? You can put it in here if you want. And maybe some of the other guys in here can try it. It's called The Pit. I think that sounds familiar. In the launcher. I think I still have it as a favorite. I'm not absolutely sure. I wanted to touch on inventory management. Sometimes streamers have to do things, and you can do that offline on your own time. But I do it sometimes on purpose in stream, because I think a lot of players, new players, and this is how this whole server this podcast started, is because I found a number of players contacting me and asking me, well, I'm new to the game and I would like some help. If you can maybe come in a stream with me, or come into a run with me, not a stream necessarily, and let me learn some stuff. And I said, sure, no problem. Just let me know. Come in the server I'm in. I'll come down to the coast and meet you, and go through the basics: survival, making fires, and maybe make an improvised shelter if that's a mod that's in the game that I'm on at the time. And so several of these guys have come in, and 2 of them I've met in game now. They're coming along very nicely, and so I thought having something like this to discuss some basics, which may be a little bit boring for some of the guys with more experience, but nevertheless, we'll cover anything off if you have questions, and put them in the chat, and or topics you want to discuss. Let's do that. But going back to inventory management and looking after that in stream or off stream, in stream I do it because there are players that are watching that have not even had a base before, and how to look after things. And so you find yourself sorting bullets. I mean, depends on the server you're on. If you're on a trader server, you can collect loose bullets, and you see 2 of 5 of something for a 1911 Colt, whatever. I pick those up, and if I've got lots of 45s or whatever it is, you can rewrap those with scrap paper that you may collect or not collect. And I do collect and hold on to some paper, because eventually you can put those either in clips and sell the clips at the trader, because the trader will only take clips that are full of ammo. They won't take empty clips or any half full clips. Or you can wrap them in boxes, put 45s in a full box and sell them and make good money. And that's the idea behind having traders on some of these servers that I go and see. So it's that time I spend there and manage all that thing that players need to know, or maybe they already know, but I'm sure there's a lot out there, and I've recognized there are a lot of players out there that are struggling with things like that. So, why loot and keep things that you don't need necessarily, because I'm hearing on 1 or 2 servers that I visit that it's been put out by an admin that there is too much hoarding going on, and this can be hard for the game. I don't know too much about how things get replenished in the loot table. I don't even want to go into it, but I know that there is a problem that they're having on 1 or 2 servers that I'm on. So why does a guy need 20 bandages or, 15 guns? Now, I do happen to have a little collection of pioneers that are still in the loot table. I haven't seen many lately. I don't know. They haven't removed them because they're still in my inventory in the base, but I'm trying to sell them, and I've asked the admin to tell me what's the problem. Why can't I sell them? I've got clips I can sell. It's a pioneer. I've got 8 pioneers that I want to sell, and I can't sell them. So, I mean, if I want to take them off the table, I can. I don't really care to have them, but it's the point. Like, why can I find them, but yet why can't I sell them? This is the question. It's called the pit. I have a gun for each day of the week. Yeah, Randall, why not? 7 max for you, Randall. I'm going to put a max on it. Oh, shit. Yeah, so having all that extra loot and having different storages, I found out that having the vanilla crate is a problem for server performance versus having a cabinet with a door on it. Now, Randall, you may know about that and how the loot spawns when a player comes in to a vicinity near a base and it's full of crates. Apparently there's a lot of lag because apparently the loot has to, in a vanilla crate, spawns differently into the game when a player comes into that vicinity versus when a player comes into a vicinity where there's cupboards with doors, right? So when the doors are closed, they will stay closed. Now, some barrels, I find, are open, but if you close them, I don't know if they stay closed for an entirety, because I've seen some barrels in my base, I come back and they're open. So I've tested and looked at it. The cupboards, the green cupboards, the reddish brown cupboards, you can have them full of loot. If you keep them closed, then it's not a lag. I believe it doesn't create a lag. Yeah, okay, that's why owners usually want you not to build by a road, so cars driving by, it doesn't load all of it. Yeah, exactly, and that's what I thought. But, we're getting lag like you wouldn't believe. The server I'm on now, Red Tick also, along with What a Day to Be Alive, is there is some serious lag issues, and I wouldn't want to be in a helicopter. Well, you all know what happens to them, and it's more of an inconvenience when you have a chopper that's up in the air and you get a lag or you get a crash or you get a disconnect. I mean, okay, you drop to the ground, maybe you don't die, maybe you do, because it depends on the damage you have on the server. I mean, some servers have no damage. I mean, I can jump off Green Mountain and not die. I mean, there's no damage to players or cars, except for if you get killed like I did this week. We'll get to that as I get down the list. Gotta stay to the agenda, guys. Gotta stay to the agenda. So, okay, the loot thing. Only keep what you really need. A couple bandages, because there's, in the economy out there, there's loot out there to get. So you can go out and loot. If you're low on food, you can always go and get food. So why have 10 cans of bacon, 15 cans of beans, and all this crap? I mean, why do you need it? Let other players have some. But I don't understand quite how then the loot gets replenished, because there's probably so many on a server. And does it get empty after a while? Can you tell me, Rando? Or Mr. Flea? You run servers. I think you run servers, don't you? I think so. Mr. Flea. So, enough of the loot. Well, the other thing is, and Rando, you've probably seen this too, leaving loot around on the server isn't very good, because apparently that also affects server performance. Plus, it doesn't look nice. So, I mean, even if you're going down the road and there's people discard loot because they don't need it, I mean, make a fire and burn it so the loot table can be refreshed. I believe that's how it works, guys. So that's been a real thing. So what else we have? Page 2 on today's agenda. So keep only the loot that you need. And that's what I'm telling some of the other guys that are coming on, because someone had to be talked about it this week, a few days, just 2 days ago, that people were leaving loot on the ground around the trader. Well, there is a garbage can there, a big bin that you can put the loot in that you don't want, and on restart, that gets wiped out of the garbage bin and goes back. I guess the loot table gets replenished. So another topic: driving cars on the roads. I mean, in real life, pedestrians have to be careful when they're around a road. In game, there are players that are hanging around the roads thinking that they're in real life and that, don't drive so fast and so on and so forth. Well, keep an eye on the roads. There's cars on these roads. Sometimes we have events on roads. I think it was Nuts Gone Rusty, or the one I'm on now, One What a Day to Be Alive event that was like it had different things to it, but you started on one side of the map and you proceeded to a checkpoint and you had to do something and so on and so forth, and you had to end up in Svet along the coast or something. You started down by Prison Island. And the winner got a nice prize, a package of some kind. But what if there's players still playing the game that are not aware of that and think that they own the road and they can stand in the middle of the road and do texting and go to the bathroom and so on and so forth? I mean, for whatever reason. I'm not saying that's what they're doing, but they could be doing that if they're not thinking. And you get some car coming by and the guy just happens to be looking to the side, driving his car, and you just happen to be there and you're flattened. I mean, it's not his fault. I mean, okay, he shouldn't be texting and driving, but you shouldn't be standing on the road and gone to the washroom for a piss break. I'm just saying, because I had it happen to me a couple of days ago. A guy was in Cami looting a train, and he's firing bullets in rapid concession and so on and so forth, and not unusual. And I was just coming into Cami from the east, and the train that he was looting was on the west side of Cami. I was going about 60, 70 kilometers an hour. When I come into Cami, I hear these shots like it's coming right by outside my ears. And I went on the in-game message and I typed, who's doing the shooting in Cami? The guy comes on, oh, it's me. He says, why, you got a problem with it? And so on. Well, why don't you slow down? And I go, what the hell is this about? And extinct, these kinds of things that happen like that. I mean, The guy didn't have to come back so, so raw. I mean, I only asked a question, who's doing the shooting? Oh, it's me, I'm just killing some zombies. That's all he had to say. He didn't have to get belligerent. So, he says, well, I was standing right by the road and you could have hit me with your car. Well, I'm driving on the road. You look where you're walking. You see a car coming. He goes, well, I have my NVGs on. I couldn't see you. Well, I don't buy that. So I didn't even answer him after that. I didn't go into it. Hell with them. So, but I'm just saying, drivers should keep their head up. The pedestrians or the players also, they're crossing the road. You got to look what you're doing, because if there's a lot of vehicles, you got a 30 slot server and you got 18 players on. Most people have cars in this game I'm playing now. At any given time, there may or may not be a car coming across your path, and so just be careful. I mean, this is something I'm just trying to bring to the open for players that are veteran, and also any of the new guys. I mean, so maybe you guys have some input about that. Oh, you gave everybody in the game a garbage can. That's a good idea. You see, it's very real, this loot that can cause lag issues. And I think more people should be aware of it, and probably most of the guys that are in here now do. But for the future, anybody watching these back, I hope they get something from it. Yeah, you don't need all that stuff. I mean, it just causes lag. As you know, when you have a territory, anything you drop stays for a long time, so figured it'd help. Yeah. Well, I don't drop or leave anything on the ground very long, because anything can happen any time. You get a server disconnect or crash or whatever. You lay down that bag that's got stuff in it that you value for just a minute, something could happen. So I try to be very careful with that. You guys can hear me well enough, right? My mic has been muted. Can you hear me, guys? Volume is good. Okay, we're using Discord or volume in the game. And my mic is muted. My Yeti. I'm not going through this. I'm going through, I guess, the camera. The mic in the camera is handling the volume. Driving vehicles, yeah, okay, so we covered that. I learned a hard lesson this week using the grenade launcher, and it's been fun. I don't know if some of you have seen some of the streams this past week. I've used it quite a bit, but I was north of Torovo, that little town up back of there, Poliana Bilana or something. Not Cernaya Poliana, Poliana Cernaya or Cernaya or whatever. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. That place behind Torovo, up in the mountains. You take that road, you go up around the back. We have a trader out there. So we have cannabis, and we grow cannabis on this server, and we sell it to the trader. You pick up seeds, you find them in sheds and greenhouses. So I was at the trader, I was just coming back from the trader, stopped to check a couple greenhouses. There was quite a few zombies around, so I got out of the car, got on top of it, got the launcher out, start shooting good distance away. A couple got a little too close, and one even got very close, and I made a big mistake. I killed him and I killed myself. I died on the roof of my truck. Let's put it that way. Died on the roof of my truck. I ended up on the coast wearing a t-shirt. I got a glow stick and a plum. And this is the kind of server that the admin or the owners want to keep you on the server. They want to make it as easy as they can. So they flew in with helicopter, picked me up, took me to my body, and I just swapped all the clothes out. One jacket was ruined, I guess, from the blast, but I got all my stuff back together. But that's the kind of service, and you know, if you want to keep people on your server, it's good. I think it's good. I mean, okay, if it's PvP, it's a different story. You know, you die, you go to the coast, you start over and collect and get all your you get your shit together again. But on PvE, not all of them have this service that, you know, they want to keep you there on this, want to keep you on the server. They don't want you to get frustrated. They don't want you to leave. So when you die, you just go in the in-game chat, you press enter, you type, oh, I just died, I'm on the coast outside Sonichi or whatever. They fly in with a chopper, pick you up, take you to your body, you get your stuff, you carry on your day. You don't make anything easy, but it makes everything so rewarding. Yes, it does make it rewarding. You don't make anything easy. Okay. Well, I mean, that's the type of the server you have, and that's the way you designed it, and that's the way you want to go, and there's nothing wrong with that. But on some servers, like I'm just saying, like the one I'm on, you know, this is what they do. So that was, oh, shit, sorry guys. Oh, my three-legged mouse, my three-legged camera. Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. Okay, so just cover the rest of this off. Oh yeah, for a long time I haven't. I learned how to put alerts up, and they're working. Now I haven't talked much. I spoke to Fatty about bits, and at what point in time, or what is the resistance to people buying bits to play sound alerts, some sound alerts? I don't, it's not because I want the money or need the money, but it just seems like a thing in the game that not everybody's doing, but some people are doing. I'm wondering if maybe I should start off with some small bits to, you know, play on Arnold's Scream or whatever. And I know Nacho I don't think Nacho had bits required to play those kinds of alerts. And then, but there's what is there? There's channel points, and then you have server alerts, channel alerts, and so on and so forth. I'm just trying to figure if I should really start doing something like that, and I wanted to bounce that off you fellas to see what kind of would that be something that you would welcome or condone, or what do you think about that? About using bits? You think they enhance the stream? They're good. Yeah, but you know, I agree with you, but I just feel it's only if they do that, though. People like being interactive. I think they feel they got their money's worth if it's a jump scare or something that makes you laugh. I don't know if I need to use bits. I mean, if that flea is what people, I mean, if people are getting that reward or that feeling of happiness or joy from watching me shake the shit out of the camera when somebody does an alert or you know, because I'm in game with my mouse, and sometimes if you get your ass scared off, the mouse goes all over the place and the camera's jumping this and that. I mean, I'm doing that now and they're getting that for free. So if I'm going to start charging 5 bits, 10 bits, 20 bits for them to do an Arnold scream, they're going to come in and go, oh shit, look, Red's now charging for the alerts. It's a way of showing love for being a part of the gaming experience. Shut the window for 500 bits. Whoa. Well, Randall, you got to start playing Arnold then. Or I got to make sure the window's closed. Shut the door. Yeah. I don't know, guys. And I mean, you know, some alert that isn't really that. I mean, take a look at the alerts I have. I got 10 of them or something. You know, they're basic stuff. And you know, let me tell you about alerts. I had some alerts and I didn't know it. Some of the ones that, the Simon Garfunkel song that played a few moments, Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, my audio got muted by Twitch because that song, I guess, was picked up by their algorithm, and rightly maybe so. And so I had to go in and mute that song only and then try and have it removed. There's a thing you can do when you go into your dashboard, look at your video, go into Video Producer, go to that VOD, and you can click Edit, and you go down and you can dispute that mute that they put on that video. And so you can also then remove it that way. But for a while, they wouldn't let you do that. You had to sit it out and wait for that thing to either go away or it sticks in your VOD list with audio muted. And I'm trying to keep that library nice and clean, and the same on YouTube. It's the same thing on YouTube. So some of these alerts, like the Hello Darkness, My Friend, and there's other ones, I took them all off my alert list because I was getting this mute thing on the VOD. You know, you got to head out? Yeah, good. Thanks for coming by, Mr. Flea. Appreciate it. And have a good day yourself, sir. And we'll see you soon. We're only going here for an hour, about another 15 minutes. Usually it's only an hour. Depends where this goes near the end of the hour and so on. So yeah, going back to the grenade launcher, I tell you what a cool gun. I mean, it's got some range too, but the reaction I was getting when I was using it, and I'm still using it, but in some of the VODs this past week, a lot of people came in the chat and said, yeah, you know, that's a pretty cool gun. And I just happened to find some grenades that go in it, and then it fires green smoke bombs and red smoke bombs and so on, and there's a gray one, and then there's a greenish colored one, and it's the gas. So you can, I haven't tested it yet, and I won't test it very close to me, that's for damn sure. But unless I put on a gas suit, but I fire that gas thing. What is the area that it spreads? I don't know if it, like, I was in Starry Millie, and that's where I first got it. And we shot some gas from the Millie all the way down past the barn towards Starry the village. And there was green gas, and it was spreading, but it didn't come back up to us. So, I mean, that's a good distance. Yeah, it's a good-sized cloud. So, I don't know if I'll be using much of the gas unless it's a really long shot. But anything in my vicinity, I'm not going to do that. No. You found a grenade in Deer Isle last night that emits black smoke, and then 3 milli zombies appear. That's like a mod I saw on, was it on Red Tech? You get the bear, you know, the little bear. You find the bear and you put that with a sewing kit, and you create a surprise. So you go through the motions and it makes a surprise, and out jumps a grizzly bear. I mean, a grizzly or a big bear. I played that trick on a few people because a friend of mine did it to me. He says, he gave me a warning. He says, just watch out. I'm going to have my gun ready. Oh, what are you talking about? You're going to have your gun ready. You're going to make a surprise for me. Why do you need your gun? He says, you'll see, Red, you'll see. And sure as hell, he went through the motion. He jumped up on the car, and the bear was there, and I was like, he shot the bear right away because the bear attacks. Crazy. Fun things. Let's see, what else is I on the list? Yeah. All right, we covered off the list. Driving the vehicles, we got that. And I died once. So, any more questions, guys? Maybe the pit. I'm going to write that down. Again, pit. We'll try it. The pit. It's on Deer Isle. Is that the same? That's the same. Was that? Yeah, it's on Deer Isle when Nacho was playing it, right? Bendo? We'll have to look at it. How big is Deer Isle as far as... I've got to change my SSD in this computer. I've got 1 terabyte. Everything's operating off the 1 terabyte. So right now, same server. You took out all the creatures. There's only zombies and AI now. It's a huge map. Yeah. Deer Isle is big. I've heard about it. I've watched a lot of people playing on it. I was on Deer Isle once, fighting creatures. Server called the Exiled. They had these robotic dogs and zombies that were like mutants, and they had big creatures like T-Rexes and this stuff. And actually, I just put up a bunch of shorts yesterday, and one of them was shooting some of these mutants and things like that. It's on YouTube. I put up about 20 shorts yesterday. I think it has it's got all the mutants and yeah. Look. The very crazy secret stuff on the map, and that's our goal, is to do the secret stuff a bunch of times with groups of people. Oh. Well, if you're going to go in, and you want a team up to do that with groups of people, I'd try it. I'd give it a run with you guys. Things you never thought possible in DayZ. Well, Randall, you gotta tell me, how weird is this shit gonna be? Just give me a ping on Discord when you're going to go. Give me a little. I'll get the game loaded. I'll have to offload something. I was just going to look at my okay. I took off GTA off my computer. So out of 475 gig on the SSD, I've only got 263 gig left. And I've got a hard drive that I'm not using. That's only for storage. You want to play off the SSD. I know that. So that's why I'd like to change the SSD and get a 2 terabyte. So I don't have to unload all these games all the time. Hey, Minnow, how you doing? Nice to see you. You're going to have to watch this VOD back, man. We've been talking for an hour, which isn't a long time, but I'm trying to keep this to an hour. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. I have an injury in my my index finger, this one here. That's the W key. And I'm getting pain up inside here into my palm. And I missed a day this week. I think Sunday I took off just to rest this, and I've been putting some salve on it. But when I really grab something, and if I'm on the keyboard too long, like yesterday, I was only on for an hour or so, and it just really got tired. So I don't know what it is on my finger. I'm trying to take care of it. I'll probably stream maybe after this, do an hour or so. I've got a couple things I want to do. I've got to grow some cannabis today in game, and I've got enough seeds to do that, and then I'll probably go to Shady Trader and sell it. Tell you, I made a mistake, and don't do this, guys. If you're growing, don't leave the cannabis on the drying rack too long, because, or no, not on the drying rack. Don't leave it in the greenhouse too long. I left my stuff in the greenhouse overnight and went back in the next day, and it despawned. So I have to ask the admin if they can change the timer on that, because, you know, I went away and did some stuff and ended up in another part of the map, and where I went. Oh, something fell out. Oh, hold on. There we go. It happened, yeah. If you leave it too long. So I want to ask the admin, what is the timer set at for that? If it's 24 hours, I think they should change it to maybe to 48. Because what if you got a player that can't get back to his base, and he's got something he's got to get off right away for, and you can't get back in right away? I mean, in real life, I mean, plants will last a little bit longer than 24 hours in the greenhouse or in the field before it gets picked. So I want to see what they say about that. All right, so just ping me when you're going to do that run on Discord, Rendo. And but give me enough time to load the game, because I may have to take something off my SSD to play it. So I don't like to have the SSD or any hard drive that I'm using in any other computer at 50% or below 50%. case you have to have swap files. On the weekends early in the day. That's okay. I can get up on the weekends. I try to get up every morning, get my day started. Oh, they don't stay in greenhouses either. Just wanted some just for decoration. You have a bottle of liquor. Oh, no drinking. No drinking for you, Randall. You're the one that had the problem, not me. You were drinking too much. You weren't looking after your health, and you died right in front of me. That was a funny time at the pub. Oh, the vodka was crazy. You drink this vodka, and you start, I don't think you even started laughing. You started, like, all you do is pass out. Yeah, and the lady in the tiger dress. And Cracks and Jugs came in the game. He was in the game also, and John Likely came into the game for a while. That was a fun time. I still talk about that with some people. And Hobo, who was the lady in the tiger dress. Somebody got drunk upstairs in the pub and was vomiting, and it was falling through the ceiling, the vomit coming down into the bar downstairs. Hobo was the lady, yeah. Copo79. Copo_79. Yeah. Yeah, Copo. Let me type his name. He's playing now. He's on some other DayZ server right now. But let me type his name here. Copo_79. He did a lot of long dark lately, and then he's on some DayZ hardcore server, and he likes to role play a lot, and he has a lot of fun. I watched him the other day, and it was so damn funny. It was really good to watch. Yeah. I'll tell you, man. There's things you create on DayZ that's going to stay with you for a very long time. In this virtual world that we're in for a long time, you don't see anybody that you play with. I decided to go camera for a while to see what happens, and I've got nothing to hide like most people, but I think some people are shy to be on the camera and do anything like this, so it's magical. Yeah. All right. Well, we will make. I will gladly be over there and do something, and maybe bring somebody else with me. Maybe Minnow wants to come. Minnow Toro. Hey, Minnow, you up for that? Deer Isle, called The Pit. If you're still there. Does Lacey play on that server with you, Randall? I'm just looking at my monitor over here, guys. I can't type in the Streamlabs here. For some reason, it gives me a message, so I just type over on the laptop here when I want to put something in. There's Al. Just Al. It's only Al. Never mind. It's not just Al. It's only me, RedZ. Where is Sam? I haven't seen him for a long time. At least since it reopened. So like 4 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going on the pit tonight. Ooh. Well, maybe I shouldn't run today. What's today? Tuesday night. What time? Let me see. What time are you thinking, Randall? Al, you want to come play a new game? Called The Pit. But if it's tonight for Al, he's in UK, so it's going to be too late for him. Depends what time, Randall. Oh, 6 o'clock. That's Eastern time? Oh, 6 o'clock, Al. So that's 11 o'clock for you. Sure isn't going anywhere. Well, I should be able to go there tonight. Let me think. I'm going out this afternoon for a while. I was going to do a stream after I got off here for a couple hours, so it's 11 a.m. And then I'm going to play some snooker this afternoon for a couple hours. Then I have dinner. I could be off and ready for 6. 6 Eastern, right? Or is that Central? Eastern, 6 p.m. Yep, Eastern. Al, how is that for you? And Minnow, can you come as well? Are you there? We'll bring a couple guys along, Randall. Where's Minnow? He's in California, so that's 6 p.m. tonight is 3 p.m. California time. You'll get it to me. It'd be 11 for you, so that's not a problem, Al. Yeah, we'll go on for, I don't know, a couple hours, Randall. How long do you usually go? I mean, for me, it's okay. It's 6 o'clock. I usually the reason I try to only maybe go 2-3 hours now is that if I have to do anything with the video for YouTube, or maybe I want to cut it up a bit for Twitch and shorten it, to go through 6 hours of video to do it is really a lot of work. Okay, a couple hours during the week. Yeah. Right, so 6 o'clock. So shoot me a message on Discord. I'll pass it on to Al. Al, it's called The Pit. And it's on Deer Isle. It's a Deer Isle server. That'll be my stream today. That'll be something new. Is there a, oh, there goes my mic. Is there a bit of, it's PvE or is some PvP as well? If I'm with you guys, I know I'll be all right. PvE. All right. The current server, yeah, that's a very valid, very current, that's a good statement, Al. That's a very good statement, because at some point on a server, No, at what point on a server do you say, well, I beat it? Really? At what point? And I can concur with you, Al, because I think, I think I've done everything I can do on there now. I still don't mind going and having fun, this and that, but it's not as exciting as it was at the beginning, because once you achieve and get to a level and you've got everything, and you can buy everything or anything. I mean, I've got, I think, 8 million or close to 10 million in the bank now. Oh, Minnow, you're there. So, you want to try a Deer Isle PvE tonight, Minnow? Rando has a server. It's Deer Isle. It's called The Pit. I just put it up above there. It's The Pit on Deer Isle. Now, it's password protected. So, Rando, if you give me the password, can I pass it on to those two guys? So 6 p.m. Eastern is 3 p.m. your time. Okay, Rando. So if you shoot that to me a little bit later on Discord when you have time, and I will send it to you, Minnow, and also to Al on Discord. So 6 p.m. we'll load in together. You're on at 7 p.m. Eastern? Oh, so you're working till 4 p.m. Pacific? Is that what it is? $7 p.m. Eastern, that's 4 p.m. You work till 3, but I need time to get home. Well, we might be able to do something to get him, Randall. If we start at 3. No, we start at 6, which is his 3. He'll be an hour late. We'll figure it out. We're going to find you. We'll meet up. All right, Minnow, we're going to do that. Okay, guys. That sounds fun. Let's do that server tonight. See what happens. I've been on Deer Isle for a long time. Since the exile. All right. We'll all meet up. Okay, so I'll wait for the password from you, Rando. I'm going to get some lunch in a half hour or so, and I'm going to play snooker at the Legion with some guys. Usually go there around 1:15 or so. I'm there till 3, 4 o'clock. Come home for dinner and then jump on at 6. Oh, good. If Sayan is going to be on, that'll be funny. We'll have a good time. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, so we're going to end this stream, and thank you, everybody, for joining in. I appreciate it today. And any of you guys in here that aren't following each other, give a follow to Al and to Minnow. Well, Minnow's not streaming, but that doesn't matter. They all need, streaming or not, they need the support. To know somebody's there and somebody cares. All right. Okay, we'll end it here, guys. Thanks very much for coming by. We'll see you next week. We'll find something to talk about. How'd you do that, El? How'd you get that alert in there? Jeez. You must be privileged or something. All right. Okay, boys. We'll see ya. For 0 bits. You're not getting away with that for long, Ralph. You're going to have to start paying. Because Randall said so. See, Randall, you're going to get me into trouble again. Chippy. Yeah, I'm a little bit chippy. Holy shit. Al's ringing bells again.
Cheer 1, cheer 1, cheer 1,
cheer 1, cheer 1, cheer 1,
cheer 1,
cheer 1,
cheer 1, cheer 1.
1. What about L? Oh shit. All right. Okay, boys. It's always a fun time being here with people I know and people I don't know. And for the ones that don't know, maybe they won't forget me. All right. We'll see you later, boys. We're going to end it. Everybody have a good afternoon. 6 Eastern, we're going to be hitting Deer Isle with some dear old friends. Okay. All right. See you guys. Once again. Oh, wrong hand. Over and out.